welcome to the Seamaster Qatar 2016 ITTF World Tour Grand Final. Welcome to Doha. It is women's singles quarter-final. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Korea, the number 8 seed, world ranked number 31, Yang Haeun. And please welcome from Japan, the number 2 seed, world ranked number 5, Kasumi Ishikawa. And ladies and gentlemen, kindly acknowledge your officials, the umpire from the Philippines, Rachel Ramos. And the assistant umpire from Qatar, Saeed Abdullah Al-Qatiri. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Yang Haeun versus Kasumi Ishikawa. It is women's singles, quarterfinals.
Welcome the Seamaster Qatar 2016 ITTF World Tour Grand Finals. I'm Johnny Cowan, delighted to be here in the commentary booth. That was Ian Marshall just welcoming and announcing the players into this fantastic arena, the Ali bin Hamad Al Attiyah Arena, right here in Doha, Qatar. 4 days of world-class, calendar-ending table tennis here in Doha at the Grand Finals to conclude what has been an exceptional World Tour once again through 2016. Day 3, we are now at quarter-final stage here in the women's singles. Crowd loving the action. Not very often that the World Tour lands on your doorstep. Opportunity for these fans to sit back and enjoy the action. So women's singles quarterfinal there on screen. To the right in black, Kasumi Ishikawa of Japan. And on the near side in the pink, it's Yang Haeun of the Republic of Korea. We just saw Yang Haeun earlier on at a 10 o'clock match, so only 3 hours ago did she start her semi-final women's doubles. Went down with her partner Jeon Ji-hee 4-0 to the Hong Kong-China pairing Du Hoi-Kim and Lee Ho-Ching. That game only finished a matter of hours ago, 2 hours ago, so no doubt Yang Haeun will have been in recovery mode, fluids, food, massage, stretching, a bit more table tennis, and then back into the action for this women's singles quarterfinal. Left-handed Kasumi Ishikawa, 23 years of age, world rank number 8, the number 2 seed here in Doha. World Championship Team Silver 2016, also 2016 Rio Olympic Team Silver. Won the 2016 Swedish Open there in mid-November, so victorious on the World Tour very, very recently. She actually won the World Tour Grand Final in 2014 when it was played in Bangkok, Thailand. And there, in a changed shirt, nice pink and yellow combination there, Yang Haeun, 22 years of age, world ranked at 31 and the number 8 seed here in Doha. It's her 4th World Tour Grand Final, so accustomed to this arena and this stage of competition. 2015 World Mixed Doubles Champion. So once again, both players used to playing on the very highest level. Interestingly, both players had grueling last 16 matches to get to this quarterfinal. Yang Haeun, well, she defeated Shan Xiaona of Germany 4-3. She actually trailed 2-0. And incredibly, Kasumi Ishikawa also trailed 2-0 in her last 16 match against Soo Ho-won of the Republic of Korea. But just like Yang Haeun in her last 16 match. She too, Kasumi Ishikawa, was victorious 4-3. So, quarterfinals set. Han Ying already through in the top of the draw. Miu Hirano also just going through there. So that concludes the top of the draw. Bottom of the draw, Zhu Yuling of China through after a 4-2 victory over Cheng Yiqing of Chinese Taipei. Which of these two players will take their place in the last semi-final berth? Right at the bottom of the draw, obviously because Kasumi Ishikawa is the number 2 seed, so her position is right at the bottom of the draw. So a place in the semi-final awaits. Who will it be? Yang Haeun of the Republic of Korea, or from Japan? And with the serve here at the start of game 1, Kasumi Ishikawa. Proactive start by Kasumi Ishikawa, staying close to the table, commanding that backhand corner. Once again, very proactive after the service. Yang Haeun was fantastically stable, I have to say, in the earlier semi-final in the women's doubles. Very, very controlled, beautiful style around the table. Solid receive and serve. Very competent at attacking the third and fifth balls as well, both on the backhand and the forehand side. Great combination for anybody watching who likes to stay nice and close to the table a little bit. Kasumi Ishikawa, the first ball she plays a very spinny backhand, opens up the rally, allows her to find her distance in the timing, then stays nice at the distance to command the table, both on the forehand and the backhand side. Couple of net chords in that rally, just breaking up the rhythm of both players. Excellent change of service tactic there from the Korean, serving from the middle of the table, something I think everybody should try now and again. Two serves, two direct points, quite erratic from Kasumi Ishikawa. We're not used to seeing her do that. But I have to say, tactically very good from Yang Haeun to change the serve up at 4-2 down. Bad miss from Kasumi Ishikawa. All square, 5-all. Aggressive play from the Korean. It's a number of points now in a row, has a 2-point advantage at 7-5. She looks focused. She looks as if she's in the zone. Great energy levels having come off the back of a doubles defeat as well. That's something that's very notable at this highest level. Kasumi Ishikawa, like many other top players, hits a big ball, but when it comes back, she's not surprised and plays a follow-up forehand to win the point. That's what you see from the top guys and girls here in the world. Always expect the ball to come back. Well, the head-to-head for these players currently has Kasumi Ishikawa leading 12-3. So clearly, Yang Haeun in the mood to change it up a little bit. It's the first time they've played this year in 2016. The last time they played was 2015. They actually played twice last year, and Kasumi Ishikawa won both of those, 4-3. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brace yourself. This could be a long one.
Yeah, they certainly are familiar foes, aren't they? This is their 16th time they've met. And but Yang Haeun, she had a wonderful match in doubles, you know, hitting the ball very, very well.
She's pumped up here, Paul. She's continued that momentum, lost the doubles, but good to get into the frame of mind and continue with her own personal positivity.
Yeah, her backhand was awesome in that doubles with Jung Yi-hee, despite going down the wrong side. But she looked very comfortable on the table. And she's continuing in that vein, seemingly. The 22-year-old, fourth showing here. The world champion in the mixed doubles alongside Xu Shen last year with Suju. First time ever cross nationality won the mixed doubles title in the world champs.
Great aggression from Kasumi Ishikawa. There's the sign of a champion. You're down 10-8, 2 game points against. You go for the flick and you follow it up with a belter of a forehand. Still a good opening game performance here from Yang Haeun. She'll want to close it off here. She's held her ground there. Kasumi Ishikawa right over to the table, Paul. She's given no ground at all.
Just really good mental skills from the Japanese player. Very strong here. Retaining control of the rally because it was a spirited fight from Yang to wrench that opening game, but not so. Level pegged at deuce here.
That's good play from Yang Haeun. Beautiful flick. We can see it from the start. Watch how she flicks down the middle. Makes it difficult for Kasumi. Then she goes wide backhand. Then she sprays it wide forehand. You see that a lot from right-handers when they're playing the left-handed players. Take them to the middle and then ping them wide either side. Normally out to the backhand, the forehand from the backhand corner.
Yang Haeun then snatching the opening game, 12 points to 10. Don't go anywhere, back after the short break.
Takes the first game, 12-10.
So an impressive opening game by Yang Haeun, the Republic of Korea, in this women's singles quarterfinal, the last quarterfinal here in Doha, Qatar. Very, very positive. Again, I can't reiterate enough, but having lost the doubles semi-final just 2 hours ago, she's come out of the blocks firing.
Good player is Yang Haeun, though she's ranked at 31 in the world. No shame there. She's had wins over Zhu Yuling in China Open, coached by her mum Kim In-soon, who's courtside. Big role in her life. She has been all of her life. Very stable relationship there, no doubt. Sometimes I guess that can get a little emotional as well, of course, because of course the parent has to ride the waves of the ups and downs, the wins, the losses. That can be tough on family life. Oh, thunderous forehand dispatch down the parallel. Short side of the table here. Didn't she get that away beautifully? Kissing the line.
Yeah, one thing I noticed there, Paul, is she's moving really smoothly. Side to side, Yang Haeun. Look how she's holding the ground, even when Kasumi's coming after, coming at her at pace. And that particularly when Kasumi switches it left-hand style from Yang's left-hand side backhand out to the right-hand side forehand. She's moving with ease. She's seeing the ball very well. Not much she could do about that, though. That was wonderful over the table by the 23-year-old Japanese player. Look at that. Beautiful timing. Closes the racket off the bounce. And I have to say, Kasumi is just holding her line. Great angle on the camera here with her in the foreground. You can see how many times she passes a certain line from the... Watch here, look, she's holding. Reaction so quick over the table.
Yeah, doesn't want to back off and give time and space to her Korean opponent, that's for sure. This is a tough dynamic for Kasumi Ishikawa, make no mistake, because of course she's having had the stranglehold hold over the head-to-head showings over the last few years. You know, 12 wins, only 3 losses. Pressure of expectation, we talk about that a lot, but it can play havoc with a leader's mind. Especially when the kind of relative underdog at 31 in the world comes out free swinging, and she's a game up as well. It's a toughie for Ishikawa, no doubt about it. And she's much improved as well as Yang Haeun. 22 years of age, but one very much on the up. Another talking point as well is, of course, we're right down at the foot of the women's draw, right down the bottom, where Ishikawa, as second seed, is stationed. Winner of this one will be playing Zhu Yuling, the third seed, world ranked 4th player. That'll be up later this evening, 6 o'clock local time, on table 1 in our second women's semi-finals. So by the end of today, all of the final berths will be inked in. Secured.
I love that serve from Ishikawa. Throws it high this time and accelerates. Look how that comes flying down the line. Bounces right close to the baseline. Really difficult. Gives her the advantage, which she follows in strongly with. Both players trying to move each other. See how many times they play one ball one side, one ball the other.
It's interesting, isn't it? Almost conversely to what we've seen a lot throughout the last couple of days, where players sort of normally attacking the middle for the advantage.
Or even going backhand to backhand for the rally. We saw that a lot.
Yeah, hitting to the
Chung
space.
Chi-yuan yesterday. She is serving very, very well, Yang Haeun. Ishikawa struggling. She made 2 direct mistakes off the Korean serve in the last game.
Wonderful. beautiful. Sort of just cut around the inside of that backhand as well. Ball deviating from left to right on your screen. Timing issue for Ishikawa there. 2 points away from a 2-love lead here, the Korean. Desperate to redeem herself from a doubles loss earlier today in the semi-finals. First match up it was. First of 10 that we're bringing you in. Our smorgasbord of an order of play. Something for everyone today.
Wonderful stuff. Watch how Ishikawa just changes then to go, as I said, from one side to the other. There's cross court, there's to the middle, there's to the backhand, and there is the one down the line to the forehand. Wonderful stuff.
Thunderous change up from Ishikawa, winning the high tempo points back to back. Is that going to cause a little bit of angst and insecurity in the mind of young Haeun? 2 in a row for Ishikawa, and it has to be at this stage. Good serve from young Haeun. She's looking good, just a point away then from being halfway home. Gets it done with a beautiful piercing backhand. 11-7, she takes the second game. Back shortly after the small commercial break.
She takes the second game 11-7. She leads by 2 games to 0.
So a great start from young Haeun. Again, the head-to-head is 12-3 in favor of Kasumi Ishikawa, but it's the Korean here who's off to a fantastic 2-0 lead and deserves it. Has played very well, served very well, mixed up the services and played very aggressive on both the backhand and forehand side, moving Kasumi Ishikawa from side to side. It's been very effective so far.
Now we're going to tell them what we said off air, Johnny. What we anticipate. We anticipate kind of a long one here. Given the pedigree of Ishikawa, second seeded status here, world rank 5th, I kind of sense that there might be a turnaround at some stage here. This could go long. So buckle up.
Certainly expect Kasumi Ishikawa to come back in some shape or form. Again, equally not played terribly in the first couple of games, probably been less clinical than her opponent today, Kasumi Ishikawa. So far anyway.
When you look at this from Kasumi Ishikawa's perspective as well, I'm sure she had a good practice day yesterday, but in terms of match play, her first match was on the opening day a couple of days ago. Young Haeun, not so. She's been on the table as early as this morning. First match out here, so she's used to the conditions, and she's settling far faster as a consequence.
You know, and I think what can happen, Paul, is when you've played on a court or on a table or in a condition or in a venue already in a day, second time you go, you're kind of more finely tuned with the bounce, the temperature, the feel. And you also don't have to go through the full rigmarole of coming into the venue, prepping. She'll have already done a lot of that for her first match. Body will have been warm, stretched. So could it be a little bit of an advantage here?
Definitely. I mean, you saw here was a great example. Look, a swing and a miss from Ishikawa. Maybe she's been practicing out on table 2, table 3, or, you know, in the practice hall kind of thing. It is different. Wonderful.
Of course, should she go through then, the challenge would be later tonight playing the third game in a very long, third match, I should say, in a very long day. And that's a whole different kettle of fish, of course. But right now, Kasumi pumped up. Brings it back to 3-3 in this third game. Bad mistake from Kasumi. Yeah, did you see that? It just seemed to drift off a little bit.
Hesitancy from the Japanese player there. Didn't fully commit to that forehand loop.
By contrast, it could be because Yang Haeun's mixing it up so much. Serving from the middle, serving from the side. Kasumi just doesn't feel comfortable because she doesn't know exactly what's coming at her, hence the mistake. That's a great return from Kasumi Ishikawa. Watch how she returns this attack. Oh, table tennis reactions at their quickest.
Yeah, warp-like speed. These athletes really are extremely wired and dialed in. We've not seen many long runs of points for Ishikawa that we normally would do, perhaps, and that suggests that Haeun has really much improved. She's staying with her the whole time and just negating, diffusing the power and excellence of the Japanese player. What a counter-attack off the backhand there. She just ripped through that forehand of Ishikawa's oncoming. That one there, look.
That one's equally as impressive, Paul. Taking it late, which she probably wouldn't ordinarily want to do, but because she's in recovery mode, the key thing she did, though, was keep the arc of the ball reasonably low over the net. Difficult for Kasumi to attack.
Too much chili on that forehand from the Japanese player, though. Viciously struck, look at this.
Yeah, serve was a little bouncy coming over. Kasumi read it well. Looked like a float, no spin. She accelerated through it.
Back-to-back forehand winners then. To draw level in this game. A game which, from Japanese fans' perspective, is a must-winner, really. Otherwise, she's going to leave herself an awful lot to do. A 3-love cushion for the Korean could be terminal. Greedy with the angle there. Just a nod of approval as if to say, don't worry, we'll get the next one.
It's a good sequence from Kasumi Ishikawa. No errors at all. High percentage, but high quality as well. Over the table, good spinning, attacking play.
4 in a row for Ishikawa. That's how to stop the run of points, though. A thunderous backhand from Yang Haeun. Really compact, tough to get a read on. Kept the racket tip up well.
That's a nice change. So for the first time, Yang Haeun's gone round on the backhand corner and played a very slow forehand topspin just to change the pace, change it up in terms of the shot she's played, position she's pushed it onto the table there for Kasumi. Very clever from Yang Haeun. Back to 8-all.
served her well a couple of points ago, but not so there. Just spilling long off the table, and a frustrated wry smile towards her camp.
That's a good serve receive. And third ball sequence there for Kasumi Ishikawa. She's gone round on the backhand side now this time. Both players trying different combinations to get the upper hand.
She's not done yet. Showing a lot of character. Each of these games so far very closely contested. Spills long and wide with the backhand, does Haeun, and it's Ishikawa who's back into this match. She's still got a lot of work to do. Ishikawa's trailing 1-2 in games.
Takes the third game in number 9. Haeun leads by 2 games to 1.
So back for game 4 then. Can Ishikawa find a way back into this one, as she did so well in that third game? Just staying in touch. It's Haeun with the advantage from Korea, leading 2-1 in games. Ishikawa gesturing a lot of frustration there. She's upset with herself. There's a frown etched all over her face. That's a great thing about sport, though, isn't it, Johnny? You know, it's just so humbling. You can have a stranglehold head-to-head showing, like she does, 12-3 over this very player, but you've got to come out, you know, time after time and just put in a disciplined performance with all you've got to wriggle past again. Very humbling.
Oh, fantastic rally. This is turning out to be one heck of a duel. The two players, look at them both holding their distance. Incredible speed, hand-eye coordination, anticipation, technique, focus, everything in the mix here. Great to see two players playing high quality. Sometimes you get a matchup where one's much stronger in the zone, one's tired, maybe struggling. Both these players right here in good shape, good form.
Yep, simultaneous toe-to-toe A game. Brilliance from Haeun.
Now that's great for a couple of reasons for me. One, she's gone with a pendulum serve again rather than the reverse from the backhand side. So she's changed it up there. Two, she's gone round in the backhand corner to play forehand and played it wide out the Ishikawa forehand. So
Stepping around twice now.
great change.
Got around here, didn't quite do enough with it, just put it sort of middle of the table, sitting up far too high. She's got to keep that ball down. Ishikawa drawing level again in this game. Set the tempo with a beautiful backhand receive. Didn't step off the pedal. Wang, look at this, on the front foot throughout.
Rhythm at that point broken once again by the net cord. Sometimes it just takes your concentration away, but that was a bit sloppy from the Korean there on the forehand counter. Smoother, more appropriate technique may have reaped a different result, but all square, 4-4 in game 4. Take that on the backhand cross court. Again, staying close to the table. Wow, that was quick.
Quite similar in game style, these two, really, visually. It's been really tight, level pegging the whole way through towards the business end of each of these games.
This game's an important one. 2-all or 3-1, different propositions.
Yeah, Ishikawa fully aware of that. You could hear from her reaction to that. Point one.
That's class. Again, change of pace. Watch the first backhand topspin, nice and slow and spinny parallel into the backhand. Then an acceleration across the table. Excellent play from Kasumi Ishikawa, number 2 seed here. And another change up there, went for the short receive. Kasumi's really thinking it through. And I think when you see players changing the tactics like that within a game so quickly, you know that mentally they're sharp.
Yeah, very alert. 3 in a row then for Kasumi Ishikawa. Denied a fourth. And Haeun fully aware that she needs to stay with Japanese player right now. Second seed can go on the odd tear of points. These runs of threes that players are trying to amass to keep the momentum and the stranglehold on their opponents. Great short game from Ishikawa. Almost acknowledged there from Yang Haeun. Well, we called it, didn't we, Johnny? We thought it might go the distance, or certainly be a long match. We called the fight back from Kasumi Ishikawa, and it's appearing in front of our eyes. 4 game points.
Yeah, she's just really come in and stamped a little bit of authority in the last 2 games, particularly this one, where she's really dominated and changing the tactics up and playing exceptionally positively.
Brilliant point to secure game 4. Ishikawa 11 points to 6, then ties the match up at 2 games all. Which way is this one going to turn now?
Ishikawa gets 4th game 11-7. It's 2 games.
Well, we've seen it a lot in this close end-of-year climatic World Tour Grand Finals. These kind of close matches. A player races away to a 2-love lead and then suddenly they're pegged back. And we have deadlock right here now. Ishikawa making a real fist of this encounter against a player that she's normally had quite a good record against. 12-3 head-to-head if you are just joining us. Just, warming up a new ball. So, what next? Start of game 5 then. Kasumi Ishikawa as the second seed. Getting us underway in his 5th game. Fast long serve. Very effective into the body of the Korean. Missing a sitter here. That one really popped up and just deviated back towards the net, spilling away from Ishikawa. She seemed a little embarrassed in her response to missing that sitter. And the sea change seems to have been the fact that she's just playing a short game really effectively and just giving Yang Haeun a different look. But there's been a mini lapse in concentration because it's a swinging background in the Koreans' favour again. Momentarily anyway.
Great changes though as well there, Paul. She's changing the serve. She's not letting Kasumi Ishikawa setting it all. There's a long sort of float choppy one. She has been doing the reverse short. She's also been doing the pendulum. It's very, very good. I would have liked to have seen that more from some players yesterday. I think it's a key thing for us all to do in our matches is if things aren't going your way, change it up. Try something else. Important to have different facets to your game because Kasumi in the last 2 games has been outstanding, and so Yang Haeun needed to do something just to stall things slightly. And now she's in good form here at the start of the 5th, dictating the game again.
Yeah. And this is where the coach at the back of the court, you know, at the end of the game or the timeout can just have such a big impact.
This is going to be a test of Kasumi Ishikawa's willpower here. A little bit of a setback start of this 5th for sure.
Two on the bounce then for Ishikawa. Many things might be going through her mind prior to this match. You know, she just watched her compatriot Mui Hirano come through on the match prior here on table 1 in a very close encounter against Tiayana of Hong Kong. You know, so she kind of wants to feel like she must step up as well for her country. And also the fact that at the top of the draw, the 1st and the 4th seed in Ding Ning and Feng Jianwei are now gone. So Ishikawa must be kind of licking her lips thinking, actually, do you know what? I could do this.
Yeah, and, you know, we must say that
so she could get ahead of herself.
Yeah, that's very, and, you know, Ding Ning now, you know, with illness, having to pull out. Feng Jianwei suffering at the hands of Mia Hirano. Led 2-0, and the youngster came back with a 4-2 victory. But yeah, you're right, Paul. It's very easy, perhaps, to let the opportunity present itself too much, maybe. Especially when you consider the head-to-head here of 12-3. Although in saying that, you know, the last two encounters in 2015, both 4-3 thrillers for Ishikawa. Hence the reason why we kind of knew she'd come back in this one.
And Ishikawa will be fully aware of what's happened at the top of the draw, the spilling of the top seeds, you know, and the fact that there is an opportunity. And all it might be is just that seed, that sort of like, oh, actually, do you know what? This is a juicy opportunity for me here. And of course, it's just planted at the back of her mind, but she has to sort of almost flush that away, get rid of those thoughts and just go one ball at a time. And look, I'm sure she's better than most at managing those kind of thoughts. You have to be quite disciplined. And they say that a player doesn't look further than their immediate opponent, but these guys, one ball, one shot at a time. They have to be very, very mindful of the moment. That's all that matters to them. Difficult to do, you know, easy to say.
So Yang Haeun, 9-5 and 2 serves of her own here. She's gone with the pendulum. She's serving from the backhand corner this time. She's gone long. Kasumi equal to it. She's in no mood to entertain such long, bouncy serves today.
That was just dismissed, wasn't it? Don't try that again. Oh, look at that. Backhand flip over the top of that ball from nowhere. Couple of dismissive returns.
Beautiful technique. Again, the serve a little bouncy, and she's read it well, Kasumi. She's seen the topspin and she's hit through it. Now has 2 serves of her own. Can she bring it level terms? That's good solid play from Yang Haeun. Such solidity close to the table on that backhand.
Well, I'm a real fan of her mental application here, the way she's flushing those points away and just nodding herself, acknowledging the positivity that she can. Whoa, where did that come from? That serve must have been loaded. That one sprung, that receive sprung almost out of the court. So, 2 more game points then for a 3-2 lead, but this time it's on Yang Haeun's serve.
That was a better serve. Kasumi Ishikawa wasn't able to attack it like she did the last 2, but she wasn't able to capitalize. A lovely opener, if we see it on the replay, as the timeout is called by Team Republic of Korea. There it was. She got the negative pushback. Lovely backhand topspin. Passive enough block on the forehand side from Kasumi Ishikawa. See it again. And then she just gets a little bit snatchy, Yang Haeun. Perhaps because it's 10-8. It's game points for a 3-2 win. Just rushed it a little bit.
I'm really curious, Johnny, what the coach says to her now, her mum. You know, and what kind of serve that Kim In-soon is going to suggest she goes with. Does she go with her favourite, or does she show something quite creative to Ishikawa?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the things that would go through your mind. Does she play tight again and try and get a similar push receive so that she can attack? Or does she go for the element of surprise, which is the topspin one or the long fast one, which Kasumi drilled past her there only a few moments ago. But that's the things, those are the things in your mind that you have to wrestle with. But whatever you do, you got to do 100%.
Exactly. Fully commit whatever she does. Let's take a look at this serve. It's all-important serve.
I'm going to go short. Short backspin, get the push and attack.
Well, you called it, but she didn't pull off the attack. Third ball mistake.
To be honest, I don't think she would have expected such a loose receive from Kasumi. She's misread that, and it's actually caught Yang Haeun out as well.
That could cost her this match. Ishikawa locked in at juice here in this 5th game.
Fair play to Yang Haeun. She's been positive on the receive there after losing 3 game points. She goes for the flick against the Ishikawa serve. And maybe this time she'll go for the fast surprise one.
What a receive from Ishikawa, showing real character and mettle there. Gets her body right out of the way of this and just plays the off backhand at warp-like speed.
That was a great flick as well. Both these players not afraid to go for flick returns. on the highest of stages at the closest of margins here in terms of the importance of this 11-11, 2-all.
It's a lion-hearted effort from Kasumi Ishikawa, who saved multiple game points against her. Here she is now, after all of her due diligence and hard work, with a game point herself for a third consecutive game. But it is indeed a serve for her opponent. Has she done well, fighting her way back into this match. 13-11, she takes the 5th game. Pressure right on the Korean now. What's going to happen next?
So
Ishikawa.
the 5th game to Kasumi Ishikawa to take the 5th game, 13-11. She leads by 3 games to 2.
So an interesting end to that last game. Young Haeun of the Republic of Korea with the serve here. She led 10-7, 3 game points. Battling performance back then by Kasumi Ishikawa. Has won 3 games in a row now, Paul, with a 3-2 lead.
And a 12-3 head-to-head to remind those of you if you are joining us. So Ishikawa, strong favourite here now, the 2nd seed, looking good.
From a position of, you know, weakness, having trailed 2-0. Both of these players trailed 2-0 in their last 16 matches, interestingly. Both came through on that occasion 4-3. Unfortunately, we can only have one of these players going through to the semi-final.
Thing is, with this player in your picture, the 2nd seed Ishikawa, you know, she's won this event before in 2014 Bangkok, so she knows what it takes, and she has shown sublime, supreme mental skills and deep-seated self-belief that, well, when it came to the crunch in that last game, I don't think you can really disagree. Young Haeun just faltered there, having had a 10-7 lead.
That is some block from Kasumi Ishikawa. There's a great opening backhand there from Young Haeun. Wow, it's come back at her with interest. Kasumi is now on fire here. Wow, good change again, I have to say. Young Haeun always thinking that through. Testament to her abilities to think these things through in tough moments. Whether she was leading or falling behind slightly, she's continued to change the service routine. I think that's been important in keeping her close in this match.
I think as well, Johnny, the pedigree wins that she's had over the years. You know, we said she's won this title a couple of years ago in Bangkok, and the fact that she's won several other titles. And Young Haeun, slightly younger, but one on the up, but still ranked just outside the top 30. That's quite a gulf psychologically. Ishikawa really believes. You can see it now. It's etched all over everything she's doing.
dictating the play now. Kasumi Ishikawa. Yang Haeun's lost a little bit of the rhythm that she'd had earlier on in the match. Amazing how these matches can twist and turn. Again, you know, learning from the top players. There's a clear message of never give up. Stick to your guns. Keep trying different things in matches to keep yourself in it. Keep your opponent guessing. 2-0, Yang Haeun led. It's now Kasumi Ishikawa at 3-2 and 8-3. Oh, well played. Fast and furious around the table. Look at the angles on that camera angle. You can see the angles the players are trying to generate to create an advantage in the rallies. Just a little bit sloppy now. Kasumi dictating the speed of the rallies. That wasn't the case in the opening couple of games.
Setting sail for home now, just 2 points away.
I think the 22-year-old from the Republic of Korea can be very proud, though, if she is to go out here. Spirited performance in the doubles earlier, and certainly the opening 2 games here in this women's singles quarter-final at the Seamaster Qatar 2016 ITTF World Tour Grand Finals. But a serious comeback by Kasumi Ishikawa here. 5 match points.
Saving her best till last. Yang Haeun still feel a long way to go, though. Kasumi Ishikawa then, despite a wobble, prevailing 4-2, demonstrating mental giant skills. A wonderful performance from the Japanese second seed. She's humble as ever in victory. Delight for her through to the semi-finals, where she'll meet Zhu Yuling. We'll be bringing you action from that one. That'll be at 6 o'clock this evening, local time. Just a word of appreciation for her career opponent, who put herself extremely well, but on the day didn't quite put a lid on it. Good performance for a player on the upload, but ultimately Ishikawa safely through.